All right. Gentleman in the yellow shirt right here.
Hello, Mr. President. I'm Pat Tulo from Cannon Falls Township. First, I want to echo the sentiments of those who have spoken before me in praising you and thanking you for all of your efforts and all the things that you've tried to do during probably one of the most difficult situations faced by any president in the face of unreasonable obstruction and opposition. So thank you.
Thank you.
I'd like to follow up on health care reform. As of 2 days ago, we now have a split in the 11th Circuit and 6th Circuit Courts of Appeals where inevitably this is heading for the U.S. Supreme Court regardless of how the 4th Circuit rules. I don't have a lot of confidence in the U.S. Supreme Court with its conservative wing. My concern is that they will drive this toward striking down the individual responsibility mandate, which I understand to be so critical to making the system work. If everybody doesn't buy in, it really doesn't work. My question to you, sir, is what do we do? This is a giant step backward if it happens, and I know I'm talking about things that haven't happened yet, but just in terms of contingency planning, you must be thinking about this.
This should not be controversial, but it has become controversial partly because of people's view that, well, let me just say this. You've got a governor who's running for president right now who instituted the exact same thing in Massachusetts. This used to be a Republican idea, by the way, this whole idea of the individual mandate, and suddenly it's like they got amnesia. It's like, oh, this is terrible. This is going to take away freedom for Americans all over the world, all over the country. So that's a little puzzling. One court has said, actually the majority of courts that have looked at it, the lower courts, have said individual mandate's fine. Medical care is different from everything else. There's nothing wrong with saying to people who can't afford to get health insurance, you need to buy health insurance just like car insurance. You can't wait and then go to the emergency room because we can't turn you away at the emergency room. And if you're broke, then we'll give you some help, but if you can afford it, you should buy it. That's what the majority of courts have said. There have been 2 appeals courts so far. One has said it's fine. The other one has taken sort of the conservative line that this restricts freedom and Congress doesn't have the authority to do it. If the Supreme Court follows existing precedent, existing law, it should be upheld without a problem. If the Supreme Court does not follow existing law and precedent, then we'll have to manage that when it happens. But I just want to make everybody understand that there are a lot of components to the health care law that are good for you, even if you don't have health insurance. It's true, or even if you have health insurance. It's true that we helped 30 million people get health insurance. But it was also the strongest patient bill of rights that has ever been passed to make sure that if you do have health insurance, the insurance companies don't jerk you around, that they treat you fairly, and that is going to stay in place. And that's the right thing to do.